So now let's go and give the Appium knowledge to our framework by getting all the Appium and Selenium dependencies into our Pom.xml file. So before that, first of all, let's change this Java version to 1.8. We need to specifically tell to Appium to use this specific version. You can use any version starting from 1.8. You can use Java 9, 10, 11 or 13. Okay, so from 8 it's almost all the features are in same line, but using 1.5 may have some compile errors. So here is the good article which tells you how to tell Maven to use Java specific version. In this case it is 8. Okay, so you need to add these properties, this information in your pom.xml file. So you are clearly telling that please compile my all source files in 1.8. Okay, this is what you are asking your Maven to do whenever you are executing test cases. So copy these two lines and you can paste it somewhere here. You already have one more properties here, so maybe you can just copy this information inside this and then you can remove this part. Perfect. So you have successfully set your Maven properties to use the Java desired version. If you want to use 1.11 Java 13, then use that. It's up to you. Okay, so next we need to get Appium dependencies, Java client and then Selenium. So Appium Java client Maven. Go to the official repository of Maven and get the dependencies for your Appium. So if you have not watched my Maven section, because I have clearly explained details of what is Maven, why do we need dependencies, and how dependencies help in giving knowledge of the jars, all I have discussed there. I hope you already saw that. Assuming that, I am quickly showing how to bring all these, because I have specifically already focused on that part. So I am just bringing all the required information to build this framework here, without again talking much deeper about Maven and how to get these dependencies. Perfect. So we brought Appium Java client dependencies. So we also need Selenium dependencies, right, from Appium. Remember, whenever we are creating our first Appium project, in the beginning lectures we have used Appium Java client jar and Selenium jars in our project build path. So similarly, I am placing all this in pom.xml so that it gets for us. Right, so Selenium Java, and you can just go to mavenrepository.com, and what all you need, just search in this edit box, you will get all those dependencies. Okay, it's very simple. So for now these two dependencies are enough. Going forward, whenever we are improving this framework, we will be using this pom.xml again to add more and more dependencies. So just to run a base test, for now these two are enough. Perfect. So after you add these dependencies, or whenever you touch this pom.xml to add something, make sure you build your Maven project, update your project by right clicking on the framework, Maven, update project, click on OK, and that will help you to build your Maven project by downloading all these dependencies, whatever you provide in pom.xml. Okay, make a habit of updating your project whenever you touch this pom.xml file. Okay, now so let's bring our test cases. Whenever I am talking about this Appium, we have seen this real-time end-to-end app, right? I have explained how to tackle the e-commerce app, whichever I have provided for practice. So I'll pick one of the test case from our previous lectures and I'll try to copy that in the test folder. Okay. So I will not build again Appium test from scratch in this tutorial, I mean in this particular section. So this section we will completely focus on building the framework. So tests which we are going to use this in framework, I'll simply take those from what all we have discussed previously. Okay, there are n number of Appium test cases we have already went through in our previous sections. I'll pick those test cases and I will show how to make those test cases and how to inject them into our framework and make them into framework compatible. Okay, but I will not again start showing some Appium tests. We have seen and covered all the different possibilities to automate Appium. So it's time to reuse the test cases, whatever we did, and inject them into this framework so that all the test cases will be part of our framework now. Okay. So this particular test, whatever I have discussed in talking with real-time section, real-time app particular section, I'll paste it in the test folder here. Okay, sorry. Why do we have this default package? Let me delete it. Tests should go inside this practice.appium framework. Perfect. Now this is inside this folder. Okay, parent folder here is test.java. All the test cases should go under the source/test/java, and basically this test is about selecting two items in the cart and go to the checkout page and make sure that sum of the products is equals to the total amount displayed in the checkout page. Okay, that is what we are verifying here. I can remove this part, asset mobile gestures, not required. We will validate till the sum matches to the total amount displayed for the products. Okay, so there are some errors here. You can see that in the screen. Let's try to fix them first. Move your cursor by. It seems that selenium jars are not properly imported. I know why. So this dependency should go inside this tag. Here are the dependencies, and all the Appium and the Selenium should go inside the parent dependencies tag. So somehow I have written this outside of this block and it ran into error. But Eclipse should show a suggestion that you have a wrong syntax. Let me go to the window preferences. Oh, I think I have disabled XML validation to increase the Eclipse performance. I think that's the reason it have thrown an error. Let me bring it back. In your system, it will show an error when you place something outside of your dependencies. So that's the reason it could not bring everything. So hopefully all the errors should go away now after you build the project. I am damn sure now that will fix our issues. So it's the wrong way of placing them. Okay, now go back to your test. Nice, all the errors went away, but still there is one error. In the previous repository we have a base class which we are extending to get our capabilities. So here we don't have any base class, so you need to declare and implement this capabilities method for this framework. Okay, we'll see in the next lecture on how to declare and where to give this capabilities method implementation. All right, thank you.